The air was charged with electricity the moment the media alert hit inboxes. Seo Kang Joon, the heartthrob actor adored for his gentle charm and commanding screen presence, had called an unscheduled press conference in downtown Seoul. Details were offered. No hints about sponsors, projects, or film premieres. Just a stark message: Seo Kang Joon will address the press today. This is of personal significance. Within minutes, rumors swirled through entertainment newsrooms, fandom chat groups, and across Twitter. Is it a new drama? A shocking retirement? A scandal? No one could have anticipated what was about to unfold on that stage. The doors of the hotel ballroom opened and flashbulbs exploded. Instead of the solo figure everyone expected, Seo Kang Joon entered flanked by none other than Kim Go Eun's parents. Cameras clicked furiously as he steadied Kim Go Eun's mother by the arm, while her father walked with calm dignity beside him. The collective gasp from the reporters was audible. Family members do not casually accompany actors to press events. This was something entirely different, something seismic in a culture where families signify legitimacy, marriage intentions, and permanence. The speculation that had bubbled under the surface for years suddenly felt justified. Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go Eun, two names that had sparked dating rumors in fan forums and tabloid corners for nearly half a decade, were about to confirm what many had long suspected. This was not another denial. Not another carefully worded agency statement meant to diffuse scandal. This was a man walking hand in hand with the parents of the woman he loved, prepared to speak truth to the world. The actor took the podium slowly, bowing deeply, his voice trembling with emotion. "I have asked you here today," he began, "because I can no longer hide the most important truth of my life. For years, I have cherished someone silently. I have respected her career, her family, and her desire for privacy. But love, when it is real, cannot stay in the shadows forever. Today, with her family beside me, to say it openly, Kim Go Eun is the woman I love. She is my partner. Not in secret, but officially. With all sincerity." The words detonated like fireworks. Reporters leapt to their feet. Microphones shoved forward. Phones live streaming every syllable. The social media tide surged instantly. Hashtags Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go Eun love story climbed global trending lists in mere minutes. Fans wrote of tears streaming down their faces as they watched the live feed, stunned not only by the announcement but by the manner of it, a dignified, family-centered declaration that carried the gravity of an engagement. When Kim Go Eun herself appeared moments later, the ballroom erupted again. She stepped onto the stage with composure, though her eyes shimmered with barely contained emotion. Dressed elegantly but without extravagance, she looked every bit the award-winning actress audiences had adored in dramas like Goblin and Little Women. Yet here she was, not as a character but as herself, vulnerable and real. Taking the microphone, she spoke in a steady voice. "For a long time, I thought the best way to protect love was to keep it hidden. But secrecy also brought pain, speculation, misunderstanding, and loneliness. Today, I stand here not as an actress, but as a woman who is deeply grateful. I love Seo Kang Joon. He has been my strength in silence, and now he is my strength in the open. This is not a scandal, but a blessing." Her words cut through the din like poetry. The press corps, usually relentless, quiet for a moment. Fans outside the venue sobbed into banners and phone screens. For the first time, the couple stood side by side and acknowledged what millions had only guessed. Theirs was not a fleeting rumor, but a committed relationship, sealed with family acknowledgement. The significance of the family's presence cannot be overstated. In South Korea's entertainment landscape, romantic confessions are rare, often forced by paparazzi photos or tabloid exposés. To bring family members into the fold, to present them as witnesses and supporters, was unprecedented. It suggested not only a relationship but the possibility of marriage on the horizon. The nods of approval from Kim Go Eun's father and the warmth in her mother's smile spoke louder than any press statement. This was no performance, it was life, love, and cultural symbolism unfolding in real time. To understand why this moment shook the nation, one must retrace the history of the two stars. Seo Kang Joon had risen to fame with his boyish looks and versatile acting range, winning hearts in dramas like Cheese in the Trap and Watcher. His charm was often described as a blend of mystery and tenderness, a combination that made fans fiercely protective. Meanwhile, Kim Go Eun had carved her own space in the industry as an actress of depth and authenticity, celebrated for her nuanced performances and fearless roles. Their paths had crossed professionally at events, though never in a shared drama, a fact that only added to the mystique of their rumored bond. For years, whispers had circulated of the two at quiet cafes. Anonymous online posts claiming to have seen them vacationing abroad. Subtle social media clues like similar backgrounds or cryptic captions. Their agencies had consistently denied the claims, insisting they were just close colleagues. Yet fans remained unconvinced. Something in their eyes when they were photographed together spoke volumes. Something about the way they avoided discussing each other in interviews seemed almost too careful. That carefulness now made sense. They had been protecting something real, fragile. In her speech, Kim Go Eun admitted as much. We thought silence was safety, but it often became a prison. Today, I feel free. The admission resonated with fans who had long felt that idols and actors were trapped by the demands of perfection, unable to live like ordinary people in love. Public reaction split into waves. The first wave was sheer disbelief, tweets filled with "what" and "I can't breathe." Second wave was celebration, fans declaring their support, creating fan art of the couple, heartfelt messages, "Thank you for trusting us with your love." The third wave, predictably, disappointment. Some fans, especially those deeply invested in Seo Kang Joon's bachelor image, confessed heartbreak. Others fretted about how the relationship might affect casting decisions, endorsements, or fan fantasies. But the dominant narrative, by the family's presence, was one of acceptance. Not a reckless romance. This was a carefully nurtured bond, unveiled with honor. The press conference stretched for nearly an hour, punctuated by questions, answers, and raw emotion. Reporters asked about marriage, and though both stars laughed nervously, neither denied the possibility. One step at a time, Seo Kang Joon said, his hand gently resting on Kim Go Eun's. But we walked that path together. The gesture sent another ripple of excitement through the crowd. Kind of subtle, affectionate detail that confirmed the authenticity of their union. This was not scripted. This was not orchestrated by agencies. This was love revealed, love defended, love embraced. By the time the press conference ended, Seoul's skyline was bathed in twilight. But the city pulsed with the aftershock of revelation. Cafes buzzed with chatter. Commuters watched replay clips on their phones. Television anchors replayed the couple's speeches with breathless commentary. The nation had witnessed history, a press event that transformed into a declaration of lifelong partnership. And the world was only beginning to process the magnitude of what had just happened. Behind the polished stage and powerful words lay years of hidden tenderness. Their relationship, now finally unveiled, roots stretching back to shared moments away from cameras. Industry insiders whispered of secret rendezvous at late-night cafes tucked into Seoul's back alleys, where the couple could sit in corners with hats pulled low, talking in hushed tones but laughing freely. Anonymous fans claimed to have spotted them abroad, walking hand in hand through the streets of Prague or quietly dining in Tokyo. Whether true or embellished, such stories painted a portrait of two stars fighting to live like ordinary lovers in an extraordinary world. Friends and colleagues had dropped hints, subtle at the time to draw attention. A co-star recalling how Seo Kang Joon seemed happiest when speaking about someone special. A stylist mentioning that Kim Go Eun often smiled at messages on her phone during breaks. Alone, such details meant little. Rather, in retrospect, they formed a tapestry of secret devotion. Now, in the light of confession, puzzle pieces clicked into place. Central to their love story was the blessing of Kim Go Eun's family. Culture where familial approval carries immense weight. Seo Kang Joon's integration into their lives was monumental. Reports emerged that he had quietly joined family gatherings for years, birthday dinners, holiday meals, hospital visits when Go Eun's relatives were unwell. Neighbors whispered of seeing him carry groceries with her father or share tea with her mother in the courtyard. These were not the gestures of a fleeting boyfriend, these were the bonds of a man being folded into the fabric of a family. The entertainment industry reeled in the wake of the announcement. Agencies scrambled to issue statements of support, not to offend fans but eager to align with the narrative of authenticity. Co-stars sent congratulatory messages. Directors spoke of the courage it took to love openly in an industry built on illusions. Brand representatives speculated about the power couple effect, endorsements not as individuals but as a duo. Combined appeal promising billions in potential revenue. Beyond the financial implications lay something purer, a shift in cultural attitudes. Where once relationships were hidden to preserve fan fantasies, perhaps now transparency would become a new kind of currency. Marriage speculation dominated headlines within hours. Neither Seo Kang Joon nor Go Eun confirmed wedding plans. The symbolism of the family's presence could not be ignored. In Korea, to introduce a partner formally to parents, and then to the public alongside them, was tantamount to announcing intentions. Tabloids ran mock-ups of wedding invitations, fans created digital edits of the couple in hanbok attire. Smiling beneath cherry blossoms. The imagination of a nation, confined to rumors, now bloomed with hope. Reactions were layered and complex. Korean fans, deeply tied to traditional notions of privacy and celebrity, responded with a mix of cautious support and guarded concern. Feared the pressures of public scrutiny. Yet many voiced admiration for the bravery of their confession. International fans, less bound by cultural expectation, flooded social media with unbridled joy, celebrating the union as if it were personal victory. The contrast highlighted not division but a global chorus, voices in different languages echoing the same message: love deserves to be celebrated. Of course, not all responses were positive. Anti-fans sharpened their knives, spreading malicious rumors or questioning the timing. Some accused the couple of staging the event for publicity, worried about the impact on future dramas, betting that audiences would struggle to separate on-screen chemistry from off-screen reality. But such criticisms, while loud, drowned out by the overwhelming tide of support. The image of Seo Kang Joon standing beside Go Eun's parents, his hand steadying her mother, was too powerful, too genuine to dismiss. The future stretched wide before them, filled with both promise and peril. As a couple, they faced the daunting challenge of balancing public careers with private intimacy. Every project they accepted, the role they played, would be scrutinized through the lens of their relationship. Yet they also possessed a rare advantage: authenticity. In a world of scripted personas, they had revealed something real. That reality, however vulnerable, resonated more deeply than any manufactured image. Agencies hinted at potential joint ventures, perhaps a drama, a film, or even a brand campaign showcasing them together. Fantasized about seeing their chemistry on screen. This time not as rumor but as reality. Industry experts predicted an unstoppable wave of opportunities, though others cautioned that too much visibility could strain even the strongest bond. Still, as one commentator wrote, Seo Kang Joon and Go Eun have already won the greatest role of their lives, partners who chose truth over fear. As the dust settled from the press conference, chapter began, not only for the couple but for Korean entertainment itself. Theirs was not just a love story but a cultural milestone. When secrecy gave way to sincerity, when fear bowed to courage. In the final image broadcast across screens worldwide, Seo Kang Joon and Go Eun walked out of the ballroom together, fingers intertwined, faces radiant despite the barrage of flashbulbs. The world saw not two celebrities bound by contracts and appearances, but two people, profoundly in love, to face the future openly. For years, their story had been a whisper, a rumor. Now, it was an exclamation point. And as fans replayed the footage, tears and smiles mixing freely, one truth rang clear: this was not just about fame or fandom. This was about love, unfiltered, undeniable. Finally, official.